YouTube! Hello everyone! Welcome back to another live stream video. How is everyone doing? Happy Sunday night. Actually, I don't even need these headphones because I don't know if we're doing any call-ins right now. If we do have any call-ins, then that's awesome. But recently, Democrat Socialists have been scared to call in. I mean, honestly, I can understand why. Your whole ideology is stealing other people's stuff. I'm having a hard time believing socialism is even a little bit popular in this country. I don't know how someone like Zohan Mandamin got in office, just probably from the pure ignorance of the generations of probably around 18 to 35 years old. A lot of them were mostly white women. A lot of them were white women that voted for Zohan Mandami overwhelmingly. It was the white woman population and then, all the other people that weren't white men that voted for him in. And also just the ignorant people. But I'm not even 100% Zohan Mandami even fits in with the rest of the Democrat Socialist Party. He's pretty bad. He's pretty stupid. But is he as bad as the rest of them? Because we have people like AOC and we have all these other Democrats straight up telling you that they want to seize the means of production and seize your businesses and steal your stuff straight up right next to you. Right in your face. They're not even trying to hide it. But how is everybody doing today? Let me know what city, what state. Let me know where you guys are coming from. There is some news going on recently with Andrew Tate, as you guys have heard. If the man is guilty, okay, charge the man, put him in jail, yada 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 yada. But don't do this thing where you're gonna try to pull in the Trump family because you want excuses to try to make the Trump family look bad. Just because you had a conversation with someone doesn't mean that you're automatically a criminal related to whatever they're doing. We got some, shout out Michigan. There's some good people over there. Hopefully we can turn the state of Michigan into a red state at some point or not. I don't think it's too far off from it. Same thing with Pennsylvania. I think it's kind of a purple state, but we should turn it more and more red. And even the people that live in Pennsylvania or even the people that live, wherever, a lot of young people nowadays, they can't really stand on their politics. That's pretty much what I gotta say. If you don't think the Iran war is justified after their world leaders multiple times, their leaders of their country have warned us multiple times that they will and can build a nuclear weapon, I don't know what to tell you. They're doing a pretty good job of making themselves look bad. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. They're doing a pretty good job of making themselves look bad. I mean, nothing looks good about Democrat socialism. The only thing that looks good is you get free stuff. But to get that free stuff, you have to steal from anybody with a job. Congratulations, congratulations. Get those likes up there, guys. Get those likes up if you're just joining in. Listen, if you think I'm dumb, come and debate me. All these people always name calling yada yada. They're too scared to debate me because they see how smart I am and they see I can run circles around them, not even trying. Shout out Germany. Okay, we got some Germans in here. Maybe we should pull this up. Maybe you can see this a little bit better if I put it here. Yeah, a little bit better. We got a bunch of people in here from Michigan. Michigan in the house, baby. Thanks for the national security presidential. Oh, okay, here we go. Demon rats, libtards, and wokies to be declared domestic terrorists when they commit acts of violence and terror. Yeah, shout out to the NSPM7. Shout out to the NSPM7. Demon rats, libtards, and wokies declared to be domestic terrorists when they commit acts of violence and terror. That is perfect. We can charge more of these Democrats with being domestic terrorists. I mean, there's a reason that passed in the first place. Because these Democrats, a lot of them are domestic terrorists. Look at what's going on in New York. New York is in shambles. New York is in shambles. There's no doubting it. There's no doubting it. Get those likes up. Get those likes way up there, though, if you guys are just joining in. I really cannot believe. I have true disgust for anyone that's anti-American. You don't even got to be pro-Trump. But if you're anti-American, if you're siding with Iran, if you're siding with China, if you're siding with communism, it's terrible. It's cancerous. But drop a W in chat if you support Donald Trump. I'm just genuinely curious. MAGA is not going down. You guys hop in here every single day saying the same thing. You have years to go. You realize you have years and years and years and years before Trump even gets out of office. Trump ain't even getting out of office in 2028, so you got more than 2 years. You got more than 2 years of Donald J. Trump left. 50% of Trump's term isn't even done yet. And this is how you're whining and begging and moaning. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. There's a lot more liberal tears to be drunk. There is a lot more liberal tears. Let me get some of them liberal tears tonight. Can we get some of them liberal tears coming in the chat into my cup? Come on, give me some liberal tears. Give me some liberal tears. What's my position on Israel? My position is, before I develop a position, I study a lot, I learn a lot, I read about the history, I look at the financial relationship, and what I figured out is Israel is a beneficiary to our country. It's a good ally to have. But what I figured out with Europe is not a good ally to have. They've been betraying us for the last, 2 decades at least. Not to mention, let's talk about Europe for a second. Trump says U.S. will investigate EU trade practices, claiming the bloc unfairly fined tech giants. That's exactly what they do. That's how they pull in their revenue. They tax. But for American companies, they're fining us left and right. They have pulled hundreds of billions of dollars from American companies trying to fine them in courts in Europe. It's ridiculous. Going in and out of court trying to fine people just to get money out of Americans, just to try to get money out of our country. We never did anything like that to any European countries. And if we did, it wasn't on to the level that we are doing right now, what they're doing to us right now in Europe. It's every other month with these guys. Oh, fine this company, fine this company. Oh, this company violated this new EU law. All these new laws and regulations popping out of nowhere. Shit doesn't even make any sense. Just trying to pull money out of these giant billion-dollar and trillion-dollar corporations. Trying to steal the money of America. Trying to steal the wealth of America. Yes, I know America gives money to Europe on a consistent basis. That's why I'm getting pissed off. Everyone's talking about Israel. No one wants to talk about how Europe is a horrible ally. I'm sorry, I'm going to say the damn truth. I love Europe. So there's some good European allies out there. But as far as the EU goes, the EU is the enemy to the West. The EU is the enemy to the West. It's trying to turn the entire West into a shithole. Just look at Germany. You let all these hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Muslims pour into Germany, and now you got terror attacks happening every other day. This is not acceptable. No one even cares that Germany has all these terror attacks left and right. Left and right. It's mind-boggling. It is mind-boggling. Listen, I don't really care about any other countries. We should really, be focusing on talking about America. Other YouTubers out there and other content creators out there that talk about Israel constantly, non-stop, and they dedicate their entire channel to criticizing Israel. That shit is just ridiculous. You're criticizing other people saying because they think Israel's a good ally that they're not America first. But all you do is talk about freaking Israel. Spain is done. I used to live in Spain. It is a shithole. The people there are full-blown retards. There's nothing else to tell you. It turned into a shithole. I watched it change in a 2-year period from kind of a little bit dangerous to an absolute radical Islamic North African shithole. Just give it to Africa at this point. It almost looks identical to North Africa. When you're in Spain, it looks like you're in Morocco. When you're in Germany, it looks like you're in Afghanistan or Iraq. I mean, fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. When you go to Italy, you should see Italians. When you go to Germany, you should see Germans, not a bunch of radical Islamists shooting dope up in their arm. That shit is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Every single country in the world has hurt innocent people. We're not going to play this game of, oh, Israel hurt innocent people. For fuck's sake, So did we. So did we. So did every other country in the world. And that doesn't mean that we're some kind of evil monsters. We're just trying to defend against pure, rotten evil. And the reality of the situation is when you're going to war with different foreign countries and they're trying to take your life, you've got no decision. You either take theirs or they take yours. And either way, civilians are going to die. So what would you rather do? Protect American women and children or protect foreign radical Islamic women and children that probably have RPGs and bombs attached to 3 and 4-year-olds' chests? The other day I saw a Palestinian attach a fucking explosive to a child's chest. And you people out here defending them and saying free them? They're disgusting. They are disgusting. Attaching bombs to little children's chests and then sending them out to war to go find Jews. You can even find videos in Gaza of 5, 6, 7, and 8-year-olds being trained with AK-47s, being taught hate. They got hate in their heart. They got hate. Not a single Jewish person lives in Gaza. They couldn't. They would get their life taken. Not a single Christian person that is documented on record lives in Gaza because Christianity is illegal. It is illegal. NSPM 7, that's right. That is the terrorist act for all you Democrats out there. Before you think you want to go attack an ICE officer or do any of that bullshit, just remember you're going to be sitting in jail for about 40 years for terrorist charges. 40 damn years. Send them home. Send them home. I'm all with Donald J. Trump. Now listen, I believe in our Constitution, so I'm not going to ban Islam. I'll just ban every single Muslim country from ever coming to America ever, ever, ever again. No Afghanistan, no Iraq. You know what? I don't even care if you're from one of those East Asian countries that are Muslim, like the Maldives or any of those places or any of those islands out there. Any of those little places that are safer with Muslims in them, I don't care. Ban every single one of these countries from these people entering our country. We saw already what happened to Germany. We saw already what happened to Europe. I mean, literally Central America is safer now than the major cities in Spain because there's no radical Islamists. There's no radical Islamists. See, recently Democrats have been getting really mad because Trump came on stage about 2 days ago. He put on his Trump 2028 hat, and now all these Democrats are screaming, oh, Trump said he's going to run for another term, he's going to run for another term, he's going to run in the election in 2028. That is the Democrats' worst nightmare. And you know what? I hope it happens. I hope Trump does run in 2028. But even if he doesn't run in 2028, he's still going to be president. And for all the people out there saying, oh, unconstitutional, unconstitutional, unconstitutional. You never cared about the Constitution when you did those magazine caps in your Democrat states saying you can only have 10 rounds in the magazine. What part of shall not be infringed do you not understand? What part of shall not be infringed do you understand? What part of shall not be infringed do you understand? You idiots fucking violated our Constitution like 100 times over. You have no morality to preach the fall of the Constitution. Because you didn't even fucking change the Constitution. All you did was violate it. All you did was violate it. You're not supposed to change anything in the Bill of Rights. Most of the Democrats don't even know what the fuck the Bill of Rights is. They don't even know who constructed our Constitution or who constructed our Bill of Rights. They know nothing about American history. They know nothing about their own history because they're taught white history is bad history. They're taught that the white man is evil. So they don't know nothing about their own history. So I don't want to hear any of that shit about, oh, the Constitution, the Constitution. You Democrats since day one been violating our Constitution. Every single infringement on the Second Amendment is violating the Constitution. So we're not going to sit here and argue about Trump 2028 when you can't even follow the first two constitutional rules. When you can't even follow even the first constitutional rule. Not even the second constitution. Even if you do agree on the first constitutional rule, you definitely ain't making it past the second one. So I don't want to be lectured about, oh, the Constitution, the Constitution. Everything in the Constitution can be changed other than the Bill of Rights. That's why it's the Bill of Rights. First 10 amendments. First 10 amendments, of which 11 through 27 wouldn't be able to exist to adjust any of the 10, which would change the other amendments. No, the Bill of Rights is not supposed to be changed. Why do you think it's called the Bill of Rights? Why do you think it's called the Bill of Rights? And even if you want to make the argument that it can be changed, you still didn't change it. You just violated it. We even have Supreme Court orders. We have Supreme Court cases. We had a Supreme Court case a couple years back. It was called Bruno versus. It was like Bruno versus some kind of gun company, and they're basically saying in this court case that you cannot infringe on people's Second Amendment rights. New York City, California were given direct orders to stop infringing on people's Second Amendment rights. Did they listen? No. Did anything happen to them for violating the Constitution? No, it didn't. And if we all agree the Constitution can be changed, then what are we crying about? Trump 2028. Trump 2028. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Mr. Andrew Tate right now. Every single person has seen this man, Andrew Tate. Okay, and a lot of y'all Democrats claiming this and that you think he's this and that. A lot of y'all used to support him. So don't be jumping on the hate bandwagon so quickly when a lot of you Democrats out there used to support Andrew Tate until you just realize that you're just a full-blown beta. So there's no need to hear about someone working out because you're just a full-blown beta. So you don't need to hear anything about push-ups or sit-ups. You were just done with that shit. You gave it up, and then you started hating on him. Maybe he is a criminal. Maybe he's not. But let him go to trial. When he gets found guilty, then okay, then you can say he's this or that. You have to give everyone due process. And I know in England it's a little bit different. I believe it's not innocent until proven guilty. It's guilty until proven innocent. It's guilty until proven innocent in England. It's a little bit different than America. But as far as Barron Trump and Andrew Tate allegedly having a FaceTime conversation, okay, because Barron Trump and Andrew Tate talked for 10 minutes on FaceTime or on Zoom, you want to drag Barron Trump all in and out of court. That's what the Democrats are trying to do now. I'm not sure the specific Democrat's name, but it's in the House of Representatives. They just filed a motion to try to pull Barron Trump in the court and ask him what his affiliation with Andrew Tate is. That's none of your fucking business. What's Barron Trump's affiliation with Andrew Tate, or if he talked with Andrew Tate, is none of the court's business. If Barron isn't facing any criminal charges, then why the hell are the House of Representatives trying to pull him into some kind of legal battle where he has to explain himself on why he talked to somebody? You don't have to explain why you talk to anybody for any court case. You don't have to. Listen, that's not the law. Let's see what the super chat says. Lol, I'll happily debate you to disprove this. Disprove what? What do you want to disprove? You can't even use proper grammar. Your super chats can't even use proper grammar. Why do you think you're intelligent enough to debate me? If you're intelligent enough to debate me, then drop $100 super chat. We can debate right now, because if you're intelligent, then that means you're doing well in life. That means you have money. And if you're not intelligent and you're not doing well in life, then that means you have no money. So let's see if you're intelligent. Drop $100 super chat. Since obviously you can't even make a correct grammatical sentence, it seems like a waste of time to me. I don't even know what you want to debate about. What do you even want to debate about? You can't even form a sentence. You literally can't even form a sentence. Now, I understand a little grammar errors here and there, but that was a really stupid mistake you just made. So tired of the left. Be happy when they lose again in the midterms. Even if we lose in the midterms, even if the Republicans lose in the midterms, it's still going to be a win, because guess what? That means the Democrat socialists are going to get into power, and then you're going to see how terrible and deluded and deranged these people are. People thought Kamala Harris was stupid. Democrats thought Kamala Harris was stupid. The majority of the country thought Kamala Harris was an idiot. If you think Kamala Harris is an idiot, try another black woman that thinks she's a socialist. Try a black woman that thinks she's a full-blown socialist. And then you're going to see another level of stupidity. Now, I hate to be the guy. I hate to be the guy to say it, but certain ethnicities have higher IQs. And I don't know what ethnicity AOC is, but that ethnicity probably has an 80 IQ on average. Just saying. Just saying. Hate to be the guy to tell you that, hate to be the guy to tell you that ethnicity actually does have a lot to do with their IQ. I hate to be the guy, but it's statistically true. Libs treating it doesn't mean that there can't be smart people from certain ethnicities. There's some real geniuses out there. Even Somalis. I'm sure there's some pretty smart Somalis out there. But the average Somali has a 67 IQ. That's what I'm telling you. This shit is real. This shit is real. We don't need a bunch of third worlders pouring into our country, all because you feel bad for them. Libs treating presumption of innocence as optional. Yeah, presumption of innocence isn't optional. That's how our legal system was built. And for whatever reason, Democrats really hate to have presumption of innocence. I mean, isn't our country founded on innocent until proven guilty? Everyone's screaming that Andrew Tate's this, that. It's been 3 or 4 years of fighting criminal charges. Why hasn't he been charged? I mean, maybe he will eventually get charged. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm not even a big fan of the guy, especially when he's wearing those tight-ass pants. When I've seen those in the last 2 years of watching that dude and seeing him pop up time to time, his pants have been getting tighter and tighter. No, that is gay. That is gay. This is not like 2015 or 2016 where everyone's wearing those skinny-ass jeans. We're not doing that anymore. No, a lot of trust fund babies actually are very intelligent. Yeah, a lot of them are. Some of them are smarter than me, yeah. A lot of them are because their parents did pretty good jobs, apparently. Not all of them. Not all of them. I'm talking about self-made people. The majority of the people that have money are self-made. I think it's like 89% of all millionaires are self-made. 89%! So yes, the majority of the people that have money are smarter than you and me. That have real big money. I don't know my IQ, but if I had to tell you my IQ, based on my ethnicity, people that have my ethnicity commonly have IQs of about 110. I don't know because I took an IQ test a really long time ago and I couldn't tell you what I scored because I was like 8 or 9 years old. But if you think you're so intelligent, then, tell me what you want to debate about. You can join the Discord. Maybe we can get you in here. Maybe we don't. But there's definitely a vetting process. And if anyone out there wants to be an editor or clipper for me, we are working on building a team of editors and clippers. So you can join my Discord. We are paying you to post clips to get views about the channel. So you can post those clips, and we're doing payouts. So go join the Discord. And we're gonna get this going so we can get some viral moments going here and there. We need some help. Listen, if there's any transgender weirdos out there that want to debate why there's more than 2 sexes, we can. I bet I'm gonna give you a Joe Biden quote. There's at least 3 genders. I'm gonna give you a Joe Biden quote. I don't know how many there are, but there's at least 3. Source, please, set up a time. My IQ is 132. Yeah, people are pulling these IQ tests out of their ass. If your IQ was 132, you would be able to drop something a little bit bigger than a $2 super chat. If you drop a $50 super chat, I'm even lowering the price. This is your final offer. $50 super chat. You can call in right now. We can talk about whatever you want. Whatever you want to. Well, yeah, 3 genders. I mean, you know what I will say? Maybe there is 3 sexes. There's male, there's female, and there's intersex. That's pretty much all I see. There's nothing else. There's male, there's female, and there's intersex. They all think that they have the highest IQs. It's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. I mean, the same people complaining about the economy are the same people saying that they got 170 IQs, 180 IQs, 190 IQs. If you had that high of an IQ, you wouldn't even be complaining about the economy. You would be pulling in bag loads of cash. If you really had a 200 IQ, like some of you Dumbo rats claim out there. Especially in the comments section. If I don't know you and I can't confirm it, then I can't confirm it. But I do know that Tom's a very smart man. He has some points here and there that are pretty intelligent. So I know that's a decent IQ right there for sure. That's 100% on that. Male, female, only hermaphrodites have groins of male or female. 70% of the time they're female presenting. Not to mention most of the time intersex people can't have children either. So because this is all you're worth, stop running? Okay, then you're not worth my time. Because my time is worth more than $2. So if you don't got more than $2, then we're not going to debate. I guess you're out of luck. Get those likes way up there, though. I wasn't even paying attention to the likes. Drop some gifts, drop some memberships. Get those likes way, way up there. I just don't know why they're trying to pull Barron Trump into the mud right now. I just don't know why they try to do Barron like that. Only 1 to 3% are intersex? No, the intersex population is way, way, way smaller than that. It's like 0.0001% of the population. You know what? They say trans people are almost the similar rate of the population. They say trans people are like 0.01% of the population. But if that's true, then why am I running into so many of transgenders every other day, joining in my Discord, trying to debate, or just on my YouTube channel? It doesn't seem like it's 2% of the population. It's starting to feel like it's 5 to 10% of y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. Get those likes up, get those likes up. How is Trump evil? Trump is not evil. The people that try to take Trump's life are evil. The demon rats! Never forget these demon rats. These people are straight up demonic. People saying that the shooting was fake, Trump's assassination attempt was fake. It wasn't fake. A fucking firefighter got shot right in his head and died in front of his family, you insensitive piece of fucking shit. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? These people are straight fucking demonic. They basically laughed at the firefighter that got shot in the head from a democrat trying to aim at Trump. They laughed at Charlie Kirk when he fucking died. These people are below fucking 80 IQs. They all got like 60 IQs, no money, they're broke and miserable. That's why they laugh at people dying, because they're miserable. Their life fucking sucks. They share a studio apartment probably with some fucking meth addicts. I don't know what to tell you. The shooting was real. People died. People died. It's disgusting. I can't even get out my rage I have for it. These people are democrats. Sure, anyone can be stupid. It doesn't matter the political party. But I know Democrats are more retarded. How do I know Democrats are more retarded? They're 3 times as likely to get a college degree, but they're also 3 times as likely to get welfare benefits. So what the fuck? You're 3 times more likely to get a college degree, and at the same time, you're 3 times more likely to get on welfare. Like, what the hell? I get it. Sometimes people need welfare. If they're going through a point in their life and they want to get welfare for a month or 2 and they need to get back on their feet, okay. But we already know the Democrats are abusing the system. Abusing the system. Your message was redacted? What did you say? I can't even read your super chat, Tom, because you redacted your message. The left loves the evil they platform. Yeah, they do love the evil they platform. I mean, they preach demonic shit. They preach unaliving babies. Who do you think murdered 33 million babies? That was the Democrats. There's probably some Democrats out here watching that work in abortion clinics right now, and they praise Baal and they praise Satan. Just demon shit. Demon shit. I don't care about red versus blue. I just care what political party is taking the majority of the welfare, and that's the Democrat Party. Should we pull it up on screen? Are you going to deny the facts? Because we can pull it up on screen here. Let's pull it up on screen. Democrat versus Republican welfare rates. I mean, you guys are going to scream and cry and say, it's fake, it's fake. It's not fake. You can't show me any counter arguments. Let's see, welfare rates. Who takes more? Let's take a look. You guys are going to be astonished when you see that. You guys are going to be astonished when you see that. I'm trying to remember. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pull this up in a second. Dems are demonic. You know, I met a halfway decent Democrat guy last night. He was, you know, not a complete shitbag. He did agree that we had to go into Iran to take care of business because this has been a long process dealing with Iran year after year after year after year. We need to get on it. We need to get on it. We need to get on it. Let's see. Let's pull up the Pew Research. Let's pull up the Pew Research. Brother, I don't care if Tel Aviv is impressed. Hee hee ha ha. Hee hee ha ha. Okay, so funny. Democrats are also broke. Let's see. Some of this, let's see. I'm trying to see the numbers here. Well, we already know that black women take the most welfare per capita in this country. So that's the facts there. What? I'm still trying to pull up the numbers, guys. Join the Discord, though. Join the Discord. Let's see the rates. Give me the numbers. I'm going to show you the numbers, and then you're going to be pissed off. I'm not doing this to piss you off. I'm just doing this to end an argument for once and for all. Okay, here we go. Here's the numbers right there. I have the numbers. I'm going to share them on screen now. Are you guys ready? This is straight from Pew Research. Okay, here, let's pull this down. Let's grab this here, window capture. Let's get the party that uses the welfare. Okay, here we go. Here you go. Take a look at that. All right, let's size that in the screen. Get the likes up. There you go. 50% of Democrats have taken either SNAP, Medicare, or TANF versus Republicans, 32%. So you guys have almost twice the welfare rate as us. And not to mention you have way more likelihood to actually graduate from college. This is from Pew Research. You can look it up yourself. I gave you the source. Pew Research, okay? Can't lie about the welfare rates now, Democrats. Oh, red states take more welfare. Red states. It's Democrats living in blue cities and red states. These numbers right here show the facts. Everyone open up Google, open up Safari, and look for the welfare rates yourself. Look at the welfare rates. And yes, Democrats are more likely to get a college degree. They're more likely to be on welfare. It ain't even close. 32% for Republicans versus 50% for Democrats. Makes sense. Democrats are bought. Voting for their benefits. They're voting for their benefits. It makes sense because the Democrats are the ones that are advocating for more welfare. Now we know why. We know exactly why these people are advocating for welfare. Why are they advocating for welfare? Because they want more benefits. That's why. Yes, that is what the statistic is saying. Program type. There you go. 50%. 50%. You see facts and you just deny them. You can't deny this fact. The facts are Democrats are more likely to receive welfare. That's the truth. Now you can say this is because Republicans are more prideful and they don't want to get government handouts, but that's not a bad thing. Being proud of yourself and not wanting to get a handout from the government is a good thing. That's a fantastic thing. Republicans basically are slaves to Democrats. We pay the majority of the taxes in this country, unless you count the billionaires, because most of the billionaires are Democrats. But if you don't count the billionaires, even with the billionaires, I think it's pretty 50-50 down the line, but I'm not 100% sure. But we pay a good majority of the taxes. There is way more. You want to see middle class? Does anyone want to see middle class Republican versus Democrat? Does anyone want to see middle class Republican versus Democrat? It is 50%. 50% of Democrats at one time or another have taken welfare. It's not 50% of Democrats are on welfare right now. It's 50% of Democrats have taken some form of welfare throughout their life versus 32% of Republicans. So, I don't know what to tell you. Do not know what to tell you. The only benefits that Republicans take more of is stuff that they pay into, like Social Security and Medicare. And the reason that Republicans have a higher rate is because we pay more taxes, so we get more Social Security than y'all. So what the fuck? What the hell can I tell you? I don't really care if Biden wore $7,500 silk suits. I don't really care. I hate to tell you this, but you know, on the higher end of things, that's kind of cheap. There are suits out there that cost $150,000, fully bulletproof. Some of them even have gold in them. I mean, suits get really, really expensive. So I wouldn't even hate on Biden if he wore $7,500 silk suits. I mean, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Wear what you want to wear. There's a million things I can complain about with Biden that are not just his silk suits or his corruption. I can just complain about his freaking shit that he passed. Like the infrastructure bill did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Republicans are not the ones always crying about being broke. That is Democrats. Every single time I'm on here, people are saying, the economy is bad. So you're just crying broke then. You're just crying broke because you're a Democrat and you want to blame it on Trump. Blame all that other shit on everyone else except yourself. Just like always. Not surprised one bit. How has Trump doomed America? I'm genuinely curious about that comment. Why would you care if Trump mocked Jesus? You don't even believe in Jesus. What the fuck difference does it make to you? That didn't even happen in the first place anyway. But even if it did happen, why would it matter? Because you don't believe in God. That's why they call you Democrats. Because you love abortion and you don't believe in God. It's that simple. Democrats are going straight to hell. They're the ones that are majority atheist. There's way more Christians on the conservative side. So that means way more Democrats will be burning in hell. Probably where they belong, from all the evil, demonic shit they've been saying and doing. Where is Joe Biden now? I could care less. He's not even president. I don't want to see him. I do not want to see him. Trump did save America. That's actually kind of funny. I ain't going to read that out loud about Jesus walking on water, but that was pretty funny. I ain't going to lie. Listen, you can keep spamming all the derangement all you want. I really don't care. Studies do show a lot of Democrats are on drugs and mentally ill. That's exactly what studies show. We got studies and we got anecdotal evidence. So what more evidence do you need? You see a homeless bum on the street walking by and you ask him what's his political party. He's going to say that he's a Democrat. You ask a middle-class iron worker or you ask someone that's working in construction what's their political party, they're going to tell you Republican. You ask a roofer what is his political party, he's going to tell you Republican. You ask a bum sitting on the side of the street shaking his cup what his political party is, he's going to tell you it's Democrat. He's going to tell you it's Democrat. How do you hop in a debate? You can join the Discord. Anyone that wants to debate can hop in the Discord. Name one study, pure research. That's the welfare rates that we're looking at right now. I mean, shit, you can be homeless and you can be mentally ill and be a conservative, but the majority of people that are homeless shaking a cup are Democrats. Why? Because why would they support the Republican Party when we want to make people work? We don't want to give free housing for all or Medicare for all or single-payer health insurance. Fuck that. Fuck that. Well, Democrats don't even consider marijuana a drug, so they're all pretty much on drugs. The majority of them at least smoke that shit. The majority of them at least smoke that shit. You had a cherry pick needs based? What are you talking about cherry pick needs based? Obviously, a bum on the street that just wants free handouts and wants to do drugs all day and shoot up dope in his arm is going to vote Democrat. If they even vote at all. If they get the $2 from Karen Bass to go vote in the LA election, they will. That'll give them another $2 crack rock that they can shoot up. Islam is evil. Islam is evil. Islam is very, very, very much evil. Yeah, well, we can talk about that for a second. That's another major problem. 50% of this country under 30. 50% of this country under 30. That's all I gotta say. You can figure out what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. I'm not generalizing. If you work, I don't care if you smoke weed. Go ahead, do what you want to do. But for the majority of the people, it doesn't work. For the majority of people, it doesn't work. It just makes them lazy. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Get those likes way, way, way up. 38 and proud. That's awesome, I guess. Listen, if you're going to start quoting these crazy Bible verses, I think I already know what verse that is. You're not going to go to hell if you repent to Jesus. Yeah, everyone should watch The Dragon Prophecy. I can recommend that movie right there. The Dragon Prophecy. The last movie we recommended was, what was it called? Citizen Vigilante. I don't care if you unsubscribe President Trump because you're low class and still living with mom. That's all on you. That has nothing to do with Trump. It's 100% on you. Especially if you don't live in somewhere like if you don't live in California or New York, you have no excuse to be over the age of 20 living with your mama. If you don't live in California and New York, you have no excuse. No excuse. Go get a roommate, pay $700 a month in rent. And live in an apartment with them. That's what I don't understand. 50% of this generation under 30 is living with mama. 50%! It's not even uncommon. There's probably a whole bunch of you in chat, and I want to motivate you to go out there and chase your dreams. Okay? Relying on someone else is not going to make you a stronger person. I can tell you that right there. If you live in New York City, not New York State, you have to live in New York City. In California, you can live in any city in California. It's expensive. But if you live in New York State, if you live in upstate, you can easily move out of your mama's house and pay $700 a month in rent and split it with a roommate. 2028, that's what I'm talking about. That's part of the problem nowadays. The generations under 30, they hate everyone so much. They despise humanity so much. They despise other people so much. They're not even willing to sacrifice, for a little bit to get to a better place in life. They're not even willing to team up with somebody like a brotherhood and rent an apartment just to get out of their situation. You can do it. You can find a brother. You can find, a woman out there. You can find someone that has the same ambitions and the same goals as you, and you can team up with them and you can rent a little apartment or rent a little house. I mean, it's really that simple. And this generation needs to be motivated because they're all getting coddled by their parents. All coddled by society. It's okay to be a bum. Maybe when you're still young, you're just 30 years old, you're still young. No, you ain't that young. You better get on your shit. You're almost middle-aged. Get those likes up. We already know who does the majority of the violent crime in this country. We already know who is 6% of the population and doing 55% of all the violence. Everyone knows this. The left isn't denying this. No one is denying this anymore. They're just, literally when you bring it up, people just cry. They don't even deny it anymore. Get those likes way, way, way up there. Well, hopefully you can move to New York State. If you're living in New York City, I understand your circumstances because there's no fucking way someone under 30 can afford a $5,000 a month apartment. But then again, you should turn all that anger and all that rage that you got from your own government fucking up your state to reforming it. You should be pushing back as hard as fucking possible against people like Zohan Mandami, because they're not going to solve your issues. Cuomo didn't solve your issues. None of the past New York, city mayors have done anything. So you should be pushing your rage up against these blue city Democrats, because they're the ones making it unaffordable for you to live in a major city. It's not the Republicans that ruined New York City. It's not the Republicans that ruined California and made it $5,000 a month for a one-bedroom studio in San Diego. I mean, you really, if you're in a situation that I'm talking about right now, and you're angry that I'm talking about it, I want you to direct that anger towards these politicians and push these people out of office. Go around to your community. Go door knocking. Push the politicians that you want to push. Door knocking ain't that hard, and it's the most effective way if you want to get out there and push your local politicians, especially if you live in a purple state. If you live in a purple state and you're a Republican, you have a duty, you have an oath to go door knocking. You have to. But get those likes up, guys. And Democrats also want to tax debt. Democrats want to tax debt. If we start taxing debt, this country is going to go in the fucking shambles. People are going to go bankrupt from fucking car loans. People are going to go bankrupt from any kind of loan. No one's going to be able to, mortgage. No one's going to be able to, any of that stuff. Get those likes way, way, way up there. When did Republicans ever do to lower rent? We just passed the Housing Act, the Save Housing Act. So we pushed back all that red tape that Democrats were making it so hard to get permits and making it so hard to get everything like that, and all that red tape that they were putting around that cost tens of thousands of dollars in added cost to building a house or buying a house. So they're doing a lot. Republicans are doing a lot right now to try to lower the housing prices. But get those likes up. You're right. I have no idea. I just lived in over 3 countries and traveled over 21 countries. You're right. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Just a shit ton of life experience. Probably more life experience than some of the 50-year-old Democrats out there. And that's the honest truth. I've talked to some of these Democrats out there that are twice as old as me, maybe even 3 times as old as me. I tell them my life story and about my life, and they say, what the fuck? That's way more life experience than I even have. Not all of them, but a surprising amount of them. A surprising amount of them. I'm not saying I know everything. I still got a lot to learn, but I'm not going to learn from any fucking idiots, that's for sure. I'm not going to, never learn from someone that has less than you or the same amount as you. That's the number one thing. Never learn from someone that has less than you, because that's just going to make you go where they're going. Rents are going up in New York City as we speak. Rents are going up in New York City as we speak, because you retards thought that a rent freeze 2 years out was smart. Oh yeah! Jihad Muhammad, Durka Muhammad Jihad. And you're saying, let's do a rent freeze, but it's not going to enact until 2 years later. Muhammad Jihad. That's what they're saying in New York City. It's a great idea. Let's tell all the landlords out there that we're going to be raising the prices in 2 years so they can, or not raising the prices. We're going to be freezing the rent in 2 years so they can't raise their prices. Muhammad Jihad Muhammad. Like, you really think this guy knows what he's doing? Even if you agree with rent freezes, I don't agree with rent freezes, but I'm not even going to argue from that point. Even if you agree with rent freezes, we all agree on one thing. We all agree on one thing with rent freezes. They need to be enacted that same day. Not 2 years later, not 1 year later, not 6 months later, not 2 months later. When you say you're going to freeze the rent, when you announce that on television, when you run for a campaign promise to freeze the rent, then you freeze it right away. You don't tell them you're going to freeze it in 2 years. There's plenty of landlords that are Democrats. I know plenty of landlords that are Democrats. I know a Democrat lawyer that represents landlords, and he evicts bum asses. That's what he does. He evicts bum asses out of their houses. He brings them to court and he kicks them out of their house. And he's a Democrat. And he represents landlords. And besides that, I know other Democrats that are actual landlords. So, yes, anyone with money is a landlord. I know Democrats are poor as fuck, so it's kind of hard to imagine them being a landlord, but it happens, believe it or not. Believe it or not. Dems are low IQ and lazy. Yup. Pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. But make sure you get those likes up, guys. Make sure you get those likes up. I think you're doing a good job of calling out the dumbass Democrats. I appreciate that, Tony. I have to just come on here time to time just to rant on how stupid these people are. If they're not stupid, then why are you receiving all this fucking welfare? And you're more likely to have 3 college degrees. I met people with 3 fucking college degrees, and they're not even doing half as well as I am. Like, what the fuck kind of society do we live in? The only people making with college degrees now is people that go into engineering, medicine, medical, computer science, pretty much engineering, pretty much everything else is just fucking trash. The price of college degrees are still going up and up and up and up. And the value that they're producing isn't anywhere near it. Even for a lawyer, you are probably looking at 25 years to pay off your college debts and your student loans, when you could have just made the same money starting a business. Because even the lawyers I know that graduated law school, some of them started off their career maybe making about $40,000 a year, which is not a whole lot. To make good money, you have to open your own practice. Same thing with being a doctor. You can make good money being a doctor, but if you want to make real money, if you want to be a millionaire, you have to open your own business and your own practice. Because the debt you're going to take is going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars. But if you can get scholarships, loans, or if it's just something you're really passionate about, chase it. At least you're getting a meaningful degree. At least you're getting a meaningful education and a meaningful degree. But when you decide on what degree you want to get, you got to go all in on it. Shout out to all the business owners. I stand with you guys. I do not want these Democrats to tax the shit out of you. I don't care if your business is making 50 grand a year or 2 million a year or 2 billion a year. You don't deserve to have your money stolen. These people have no fucking idea how difficult it is to run a business. I know a couple of people that run restaurants. They're waking up at 2 in the morning every single day to go to their restaurant to start making their food or start preparing for the day. And they're not leaving to work until 2 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon. They're waking up at 2 in the morning. That means they're working between 12 and 14 hours a day. That means in 2 days, they're working more than most Democrats work in a week. They're working 24 hours in 2 days. So these people have no kind of idea about how difficult it is. Like the success rate for businesses, 95% of them fail after the first 5 years. Okay? So if you can keep your business going longer than that, then you're probably in the top 5% of business owners. People don't realize that. It's a difficult game out there. Get those likes way, way, way up there, though. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. You're not going to have salvation through other people's money. Even if you gave all these broke loser Democrats $50,000 each, it's not going to change their life. They're going to be back the next year. They're going to be broke and poor. They don't know how to invest it. They don't know how to save it. They don't know how to start businesses with it. They're not financially literate at all in any metric whatsoever. And in their defense, I will say, the education system doesn't exactly teach you about financial literacy. It really doesn't. Even if you go to college for something like finance, they're not going to teach you all the ins and outs of everything. You're not in the top 5% of business owners when it comes to income. You're probably in the bottom 5%. You can read a 3rd grade level and still graduate high school. Higher success rates in graduates, but they produce imbeciles likely to keep them dumb enough to vote for them. Yup. I've seen people that straight up can't even read a sentence out of a Harry Potter book, and they graduated high school. I've seen people that don't even know what socialism is get 3 college degrees. If that doesn't tell you the education system has failed, I don't know what does. I don't know what does. And it's very, very interesting that learning about socialism and communism is not really in our curriculum as much as it should be. It's really, really not. I think, like when I was in high school, I remember we went over that shit for maybe 30 minutes and then never talked about it again. I mean, it's crazy. That stuff needs to be emphasized. They killed over 100 million people, socialism and communism. Democrats do take the most welfare. They absolutely do take the most welfare. I don't even consider Social Security or Medicare really welfare because you pay into Social Security, you pay into Medicare. There's no option to opt out of it. And as far as the VA, I really don't consider that welfare either because you fought for the country for the VA. I mean, if you look up the actual definition, it might fit it, but in my opinion, I don't think that VA benefits are welfare because you earned those. You paid into the system. Get those likes way, way up. Never forget October 7th. You went over socialism? That's great, brother. That's great. The enemy does tremble in the presence of God. The enemy does tremble in the presence of God. And every single time that you try to say fuck October 7th, you're saying fuck Americans' lives because over 30 Americans died. I want to debate, do you do it in the YouTube VC? Yeah, are you in the Discord yet? Are you in the Discord? Let's see it. Are you in the Discord? Who's in the Discord? If you guys want to debate, you have to join the Discord. I'll go ahead and drop that Discord link right there. For anyone who doesn't have it already, you can join in there and we can have a good debate. We probably will. Let's see. What's the time marker? Okay, in 4 minutes we're gonna restart the stream, and if you guys want to debate, we'll get you in here. We'll get you in here. Join that Discord link. Join that Discord link. Dems are low IQ and lazy, though. I do believe that. At least the majority of them. Maybe not all of them. But with the shit they say, that's kind of, undoubtable. We can't even doubt that. Listen, if y'all want to debate me on about Trump, join the Discord. Don't cry about it. Don't cry to me about Trump. Come tell me your criticisms about him. Come tell me. Come tell me your criticisms about him. Join the Discord. We can set up a debate. You're going to have to get vetted first, obviously. But yeah, we'll get you in here. Listen, man, do you think you're so intelligent? Come join the Discord and let's debate. Half of your comments never even get read in the first place, so if you really want your voice heard, why don't you come on stream? It's because you're chicken shit. The majority of Democrats are chicken shit. $459 billion annually for illegal alien immigrants. That's $3,000 per taxpayers. How can you not be mad about that? How can you not be mad about that? There's 153 million taxpayers. You times that by 3,000 each. That equals the $450 billion a year that we pay these bum-ass illegal alien immigrants that got to get out of our country. My link doesn't work? Well, there's a better link in my bio. There's an updated link in my bio if you want to try to join that one. Here. I'll send you. I have a better link. Give me a second. I got you on a better link. Just give me a second to pull it up. And we'll, but there's also one in my bio. But here, I'll just paste this one because I know this one works 100%. Let me scroll up. Okay, let me copy this link right here. Incoming, boys, incoming. Get ready to click the link. You ready, ladies and gentlemen? Actually, here, I didn't even copy and paste it on the right thing. I'm gonna have to do this again. If you're a registered Republican, that's great, but I don't know how you can shit on Trump when he's ruining, when Mandami's ruining your state so fucking badly. Mandami has somehow figured out a way not only to ruin New York City, but also have effects on the rest of the state as well. Join the Discord. Don't be scared of the heat. Don't be cowering now and be scared of the heat. Come debate me. I want some honest conversations. I want to hear your honest opinions about the political landscape of America. Tell me why you hate America so much. Please, I'm begging you. So join that Discord. The link's also in bio. We're going to be coming back in about 5 to 10 minutes for the part 2 of the streaming. All right? I'm going to hop up out of here. Join that Discord link, though. Adios.